going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of this vlog. In this vlog, you'll get to see and find out about the clothing brand that we'll be launching in stores very, very soon. But it starts with our Mental Plus Healthcare campaign that we started sometime last year. And the campaign is about breaking the stigma that's related to mental health to make it cool, make it relevant, make it cultural, all of the above, so that individuals who are in need, who don't know about mental health services or have a fear of mental health service, that we can normalize this and make this something that's cool. So the way we thought about doing this, amongst the other events that we do, was to think about how our consumers consume information and how they like to express themselves. So we know our consumers consume information via music, movies, and we've done all of those things. We've done the We Love Music Conference. We've done short films. But we also know that they consume information and express themselves via clothing. So we decided that we were going to come up with our own clothing brand, which is called I'm Not Crazy. And I'm Not Crazy, it's about breaking the stigma related to mental health by redefining the way that you view the word crazy. So as you'll see, the C is backwards and some of the letters are written differently. But when you see it, you still see that it says crazy. However, it's not in its normal format, just as the way that we don't want people to normalize the word crazy. So with having such a robust schedule and doing so many different projects and just managing everything that's on my plate, I knew that to make this clothing line great, I was going to need to call in some support. So when I started my own clothing line, which was called C-Note, Creating New Opportunities to Excel, that I told you that I won Small Business Young Entrepreneur of the Year award for in 2008, one of my mentors during that time was Ty, who used to own a clothing line called Samos. Now, Samos was one of the hottest clothing lines in Baltimore, period. They controlled West Baltimore, and we had our stake in East Baltimore, but they still were doing their thing. I admired Ty's work. I admired, just his creative concept, his colorways. So if I wanted to make this I'm Not Crazy gear official, he was the only person that I would think to bring in to make it just overly official. So Ty's coming in and serving as our head designer that's coming up with the concepts, the fonts, the colorways, all these different things. So we've developed some merch of the I'm Not Crazy gear already. We've sold some at the Can We Talk conference with Taraji P. Henson. I've wore it at the We Love Music Conference with Rico Love. We even had some at the Charlemagne event that we had. And those were just kind of like promotional pieces to kind of test the waters. However, this is an official line. So our quality is going to be better. Our designs are going to be better. Our finishes are going to be better. And it has to be that way when you're trying to get it sold at a store. So thinking about how we can get the clothing out and massively sold, my buddy of mine, Tommy, he owns a store called Core.
I'm Tommy, and this is Core.
So in thinking about how we can distribute our clothing, I know that a big store is not going to pick us up immediately, and especially with the brand and the seriousness of it, without having a lot of credibility and a large following behind us. However, my buddy Tommy owns a Core that has 4 stores throughout the state of Maryland. And I met Tommy at the Wizards basketball game a few years back. Always that thing of never not working, always networking. And we were introduced, and I've always from afar admired his business acumen and how he was moving. So I reached out to Tommy and asked him about carrying a clothing brand at his store, and I wanted to submit him a formal proposal because I know that we're cool. However, I still didn't want to just utilize our friendship and mix business in. I want to approach him as the owner of the store just as I would anybody. And Tommy was gracious enough to invite us into the store. We were able to just chop it up and discuss just the ideas of this launch. So you got to see a little bit of the work and the coordination, the planning, the production, all of that stuff that's going into this brand. But I want you to stay tuned for future vlogs because we're going to be having our in-store pop-up and installation, which is going to be phenomenal at one of the Core stores. I can't really announce which one yet because it's still under the wraps. But this is going to bring in art, music, fashion, it's just going to be an amazing experience. So watch this vlog. We're going to be putting out more vlogs as it relates to this I'm Not Crazy launch, leading up to it, so that we can engage you and hopefully you can come out and support. But for now, make sure you go click that like button, share this, subscribe, do all of that.